Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Airy, and Spider-Man No Way Home More Fun Stuff Edition has arrived in theaters. So we're going to break down the 11 minutes of extra footage that we got in this extended cut of the film, including a brand new post-credit scene answering a major question of how the Forget Peter Parker spell works.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh, do we get to see the deleted scene of Tobey Maguire fighting Green Goblin?
No.
Okay. Well, what about Dr. Strange catching the lizard in the sewer?
No.
Oh, well, you gotta have more time with a really good lawyer, Matt Murdock, right?
Yeah, about 15 seconds.
Well, you better get to telling me exactly what was in those 11 minutes, because so far, I am not impressed.
Yes, sir. We open with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire thanking the fans for all their love and support. Now, remember this scene in No Way Home?
I love you guys. Thank you.
Well, Tom and Tobey finally tell Andrew that they love him too.
Oh, that's nice.
It is, right? So the movie begins, and the first bit of additional footage that we see takes place when Peter is being questioned by the D.O.D.C. following his arrest.
Department of Damage Control. We have a warrant for the arrest of Peter Parker.
We see the agents question Peter about the boat incident in Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as the Washington Monument. Then they question him about the Night Monkey.
Night Monkey.
Night Monkey?
When Aunt May is being interrogated, we get an additional bit of dialogue revealing that she has participated in protests in her past, likely peaceful protests advocating for progressive causes. After all, she does volunteer with Feast, which is an organization that helps people in need. We then get the deleted scene that featured Tom Holland's brother, Harry Holland, being webbed up by Spider-Man. This scene also includes bystanders arguing over whether or not Spider-Man should still even be fighting crime. One woman says that he can't do this anymore because he is a child, to which another person replies, "Have some respect, he's not a child, he's 14. Peter says, "I'm not 14, which is a reference to this scene in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Everyone else said I was crazy to recruit a 14-year-old kid.
I'm 15. No, this is where you zip it.
And then other bystanders continue to bicker. One says, "I had a job when I was 14. My son's 14. He's a moron. He can't even rent a car. He doesn't need a car. He's been to space," which is a reference to this scene in Far From Home.
I mean, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
At the end of this encounter, we see someone run up and throw green paint on Spider-Man, which we did see in the original cut of the film, except it was included as cell phone footage in a Daily Bugle newscast. In this cut of the film, we get an additional newscast where J. Jonah Jameson complains that Peter Parker is being allowed to attend school thanks to, quote, the city council and mayor dingus. Now, I'm not sure who the MCU's New York City mayor is, but it's not surprising that the conspiracy theorist J. Jonah Jameson does not like them. He could even be laying the ground for his own mayoral run like he does in the comics. When Peter is walking into school for the first time since his identity was revealed, we hear a kid say, "He was my lab partner. Did anyone know that?" I went back and watched all of Peter's classroom scenes in Spider-Man Homecoming, and I really can't find this kid anywhere. So we think he's a liar.
Liar!
Next, we get a scene with Peter in gym class where his pro Mysterio coach and the rest of the gym class are chanting for Peter to climb the wall. And when he does, the room goes silent. And then we hear Hannibal Buress say, "Look at that sticky bastard go." And then another student calls him a freak.
Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
We then see Peter walking down the hall and a young woman exclaimed that he is so cute. This character looks a lot like Jessica Campbell from the comics, who had a huge crush on Peter Parker. Jessica Campbell, of course, went on to become the popular Marvel character Jessica Jones. Her parents were killed in an explosion and she was adopted by a family with the last name Jones.
But hey, but that's not Kristen Ritter. She plays Jessica Jones.
Bro, it's just an Easter egg. I'm not saying she's Jessica Jones.
This is the dumbest.
Then we get this really cringy series of interviews conducted by Betty Brant with Peter's teachers and friends regarding him being Spider-Man. It has some funny moments, like when Mr. Harrington says that Peter is like his son and his brother. And we hear Flash claim that the name Spider-Man was his idea.
In your book, you revealed that the name Spider-Man was your idea. Were there any others that you tossed around before settling on Spider-Man?
Yeah, there were a few. You know, Arachno Kid, The Bitten.
Jump forward a few scenes and we get an extended version of MJ, Ned, and Peter working in the Undercroft of the Sanctum.
The Undercroft?
In this extended scene, the song Monster Mash is playing.
Then you can monster mash. The monster mash.
We also see a diorama of the Sanctum Sanctorum.
You mean like a dollhouse?
No, it's a diorama.
It's a dollhouse.
Anyways, in the big round window of the Sanctum Sanctorum dollhouse, you can see a silhouette of Doctor Strange walk up, stand there for a moment, and then walk away. So maybe Doctor Strange was using this window to check in on Peter and his friends while they were working, meaning that the window in the dollhouse can be connected to the window in the Sanctum via magic.
Magic's real here too?
And then we get a deleted scene with a character named Walter Burke.
Mr. Burke, you're saying you saw Spider-Man with your own eyes destroying multiple power lines?
So, this seems like it's a reference to this Walter Burke from the comics. He only appeared in one issue of Tales of Suspense, a line of comics published by Marvel back in the 60s. We also got this deleted scene with Peter, May, and the villains riding up the elevator to Happy's apartment. And then, when they're needing to be let into the apartment, we cut to Happy with really good lawyer Matt Murdock being questioned about his involvement with the missing Stark technology. Happy gets an alert on his phone to unlock the apartment, and then we see Matt lean over to Happy and tell him to stop sweating. And Happy asks Matt how he does that.
Oh yeah, 'cause he's Daredevil.
That's right.
Talk about Tobey and Andrew.
Yes, we did get an extended version of the awesome bonding scene between Peter 1, 2, and 3 as they're waiting for the villains to arrive at the Statue of Liberty. We hear Andrew say, "We should do this again, like I'll hang out," and that he'll be sure to grab Tobey's number at the end of the battle.
Talk about a long-distance call.
We then get a longer version of the discussion about Tobey's organic webbing, which ends with Andrew saying that he wants to see the holes.
Gross.
We then hear them start discussing the different villains they fought, and when Tom mentions fighting aliens in space, Tobey says, like, I'm always simultaneously completely stunned by the fantastical nature of these things. And Andrew says it's like just another Monday.
It's just another manic Monday.
We then hear Tobey say that Andrew fighting a Russian guy in a rhinoceros machine was cool, to which Andrew starts to reply that it's not as cool as it sounds. And that was it.
Oh, this post-credit scene better be amazing.
Oh, it is. And the reason it's so amazing is because it answers some of our biggest questions about the Forget Peter Parker spell. One of those questions being, did the spell remove Peter Parker from videos and photographs? And the answer is, kind of. We see an end-of-year video from Betty Brant recapping her and her classmates' time at Midtown High. In these pictures and videos, you'll see a few that do feature Peter Parker, such as this picture of the group from Spider-Man Far From Home when they all went to Europe. But conveniently, there's a bird flying right in front of Peter's face. There's also this video of Peter and Ned talking in the hallway. Ned's face is visible, but all we see is the back of Peter's head. So this tells us that no, Peter Parker was not physically removed from the pictures and videos, but instead the spell is making everyone actively avoid the existence of Peter Parker. Not only do they not remember him, but likely when they see him in pictures or videos, the spell makes them not question who that is. The spell seemingly made Betty Brant choosing pictures and videos that didn't feature Peter's face, thus making it easier for people to continue to not know or question who he is. The spell also seemingly makes it to where they don't ask themselves, hey, who's that guy I've got my arm around in Europe? Who's that guy I'm talking to in the hallway? The spell likely makes it to where thinking of Peter Parker is essentially forbidden.
It is forbidden.
Another thing I noticed is that in a lot of these pictures and videos, you'll see that Peter is not in them. That's not because the spell removed him, it's because he wasn't there. He never got to have his high school experience because he was off being Spider-Man. His trip to D.C., school dances, high school parties, his class trip to MoMA, his summer trip to Europe, he was absent for so much of it because he was out saving the world.
That's so sad.
I know.
I'll never forget you.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
Don't mention it, Brian.
My name's Ryan.
Security, can somebody get this guy out of here?
You. All right, now look, this is not the better version of the film. It definitely needs tightening, and the theatrical release trimmed out some unnecessary bits and pieces that made the film end up flowing a lot better without them. So there's everything we found in the extended version of Spider-Man No Way Home. Let us know if we missed anything, and also let us know if you prefer this version of the film. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.